let's start. In a blockbuster trade this past offseason, Jrue Holiday was sent to the Celtics for Malcolm Brogdon, who was Sixth Man of the Year last season, Robert Williams, and 2 first-round draft picks. Okay, so the Celtics think that they have finally found their piece to go ahead and have their championship run that they have failed to do these last several years. So currently, they are number 1 in the Eastern Conference right now with 13 and a half games, which is very, very good for them. Very, very good. And Holiday has now signed a 4-year, $135 million deal with the team.
Yep.
So my question for you guys is, do you think, or is Jrue Holiday the missing piece so that the Celtics can go ahead and go on that championship run?
MJ, if you don't mind, I'm going to jump on this because I really like this. I actually really like this question. All right. So Holiday does not get, in my opinion, doesn't get enough credit for his defense. Okay. I'm going to put that out there right now. He is known for being a defensive player, but it's not first that pops into your mind right away to play defense. And I don't know. So I saw you shaking your head, Connor, so you kind of agree with that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, he was on the Pelicans.
What I do right, that too. What I do like about this though, he was the replacement for Marcus Smart, but he's better. He's a better version of Marcus Smart because he's able to put up better numbers than Marcus Smart, and he's able to play defense, and he's able to guard like a top tier point guard that like the other opponent like may have. I think it's great. Excuse me. I think I could totally see the Celtics winning a championship this year. The one thing, and this is very limited times I've watched the Boston Celtics play. I only watch them when they're on national TV or like TNT or whatever. I think they're on TNT tonight actually, but I don't know. Like I got to look it up. So please bear with me. But the times I have watched them, I haven't seen a paint presence defensively. You know what I'm saying? Like that one. I'm sorry.
Kristaps Porzingis.
Porzingis, yeah, and like I don't view Porzingis as a guy to do that. But I mean, again, obviously, but like NBA, is he averaging 2 blocks a game? Yeah. Okay, so like I said, the only times I've seen it, like when I was watching it, like I said, I've only seen him a few times on national TV. So, but I wasn't able to pull up the stats like you just did right there. So, but I will say.
You're the one
to go back to the original.
You're the one who changed your setup.
To go back, well, I had to my screen, but I will say at the end of the day, to answer your question, I do think he's a missing piece for this team to win a championship. At the very least, make a run to the Eastern Conference Finals because I think the Bucks are. I don't know. The Bucks look like crap. They just the Doc Rivers acquisition, I think, hurt them more so than they thought that it would. And they had problems beforehand. And I think that it was exacerbated by them firing Griffin and hiring Doc Rivers. So it kind of opened the door for them for the Boston Celtics to take over the East, in my opinion.
So I really like this trade for Boston. I liked it when I saw it. I like it now. I don't think inherently that Jrue Holiday alone is the quote unquote missing piece. I think that gives him a little bit too much credit for a lot of other things that have changed at Boston. Kristaps Porzingis, in my opinion, should get more credit than Jrue Holiday. Jrue Holiday, is playing incredible. Jrue Holiday is playing incredible basketball. Don't get me wrong. But in terms of his actual like offensive production, he's about the same as Marcus Smart. On defense, yes, he's absolutely more versatile. They play him in like kind of a safety role. They will play a zone type and then just put Jrue Holiday in the middle at the top of the key and just say, stop the ball. Whoever's got the ball at the top of the key, switch on to whoever has the ball. So he's incredibly versatile defensively. But what Kristaps Porzingis is doing this year at 7 feet tall, shooting almost, I believe, over 40% from three, scoring 20 points a game, and almost 2 blocks a game. Like, that's almost just unheard of. So that's where I'm like, okay, Porzingis is an upgrade over Robert Williams. Jrue Holiday is an upgrade over Marcus Smart. I think they just did a good job in the offseason, upgraded a couple positions, and then Jason Tatum has really taken off and become that true first option, opened up a lot of the things. And I think that team has just become much more well-rounded, where before it was just, okay, Tatum ISO, if he doesn't have it that day, Jaylen Brown ISO. And I think they're playing much more as an incredibly well-rounded team. And Porzingis and Holiday just fit better into a overall team mold than kind of the ISO style they had before.
Well said. I like that.
I like that too. So thank you for keeping it brief. Let's go on to the next one. And this one's interesting because
the rarity for you, Connor. It's a rarity.
Let's keep this is a hypothetical question. Now, usually these are like hypothetical scenarios, right? But this is like the most hypothetical question I think I could ever ask on this segment.
Ever.
And you'll figure out why. Yes. So with an appearance on the Deep Cut podcast hosted by Vic Blends, none other than him. I know y'all know who Vic Blends is. I might need him to fix me up right now, but I actually would like for him to just approach me and just be like, hey, let me give you a fresh cut. I'd be like, okay, cool. So
pause.
Pause. I need a fresh cut.
No, you're saying you need him to approach you.
Time out.
Whatever. So on this podcast, Tom Brady was asked about a potential return to football. I think y'all probably seen this. So
your boy MJ. God,
so we've seen even today Tiger Woods return to the Masters.
Love
and he kind of said like, hey, I can do like a whole MJ moment where MJ came back to come to the Wizards in the NBA, right? He came back out of retirement, a break, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. And then he came back and played some more basketball. So Tom Brady's like, hey, I could be like Michael Jordan, but I'm also got to prove to be one of the owners for the Raiders. And I have this Fox Sports broadcasting job coming up. So this probably won't happen. But I want to ask you guys, just for like
going down this, I can't believe you're going down this road.
Just to have like a little bit of fun. If Tom Brady does return to the NFL, which teams do we see him on?
Sorry. Okay, wait. I don't know, man. All right, I'll let MJ gather his thoughts on this one again.
They're gathered.
Okay. Well,
let's not get it twisted.
All right.
They are well gathered.
All right. Do you want to
No, go ahead. No, please. Please go ahead.
You know what? That being said, all right, how about this? I'll let me get a slap single for you to hit the home run.
Yeah, I'm about to hit this ball 500 feet.
All right. So
I'll let you wait till next question to hit it 500 feet.
Oh. All right, so I'm gonna say this right now. First and foremost, Tom Brady should not touch a football field unless he's walking through ownership, just being like, you know what, I'm an owner. I can walk on the field, go after selves. That's the only way he should ever touch a football field. That being said, it is noted, Connor, that NFL teams and NFL developments for of course it's possible. You see the steroid era, dog?
Yeah, that's what I was
say. But no, so what I was going to say, so it's really, really bad in the NFL now developing quarterbacks. And I think the tiers in which quarterbacks are currently aren't as good. I think basically the coaching for development of quarterbacks is poor. So it's either you're hitting a home run with your quarterback, or you are Kirk Cousins signing ridiculous deals in Atlanta, or you're just trash. Like I really think that is like kind of the tiers that you see in the NFL now. So it's either Patrick Mahomes, like that. The tier underneath that would be like Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, just to name a few. I'll even say Jordan Love on that tier, like because I like his game. He played amazing last year. But saying that, could Tom Brady come back and play in the NFL today? I actually do think so, to an extent. And teams, Raiders obviously is the Raiders would be one. Giants. I can see him playing for the Giants only because I think that Daniels deal was absolute trash. Geez, what other team struggles with at their quarterback position right now?
49ers are a
The
team
P-
in
the-
question.
The Panthers. No. Okay, 49ers. That'd be interesting to see him play for the 49ers. But like, so why are we gonna throw shade on Brock Purdy though? Come on. We gotta stop. We gotta give dude his flowers. Like Brock Purdy
I like
is
Brock Purdy.
same.
like
I
Brock
do too. Like
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that people are calling him a system quarterback. I don't think he's a system quarterback at all. I think he's actually he's a good quarterback. I think he's a mid-tier quarterback that's able to make some great throws. So he's trying the Vikings. That's fair too, actually. Like the Vikings have like who is the Vikings quarterback right now? It's gonna be JJ McCarthy. Hopefully,
Technically, Jared Hall.
Uh,
He's the only one on the roster.
Is he the only one on the roster? They
Yeah.
don't have Nick Mullins anymore.
So obviously they're gonna do what they can to do anything. But anyway, so I digress as always.
Sam Darnold. That's right. Sam.
Oh,
God.
Sam Darnold. Let's go.
Wow. Yeah, big
That's
competition for TB12 there.
Yeah.
That's right. I knew they made offseason quarterback.
That's funny. But yeah, no, it'd be interesting to see Tom Brady though in a 49er uniform. How old is he now? Like 47?
46.
46? Ooh. I don't know, man. Like, hey, God bless him. If he's able to if he'd be able to do, oh man.
He said he's in good shape. He'll always be in good shape.
Well, dude, great, good job. I'm in good shape for a 39-year-old, almost 40. But you're not going to see my ass. So, I mean, obviously, I was never at the caliber. I'm not going. Okay, so let's pump the brakes on that. But you're not going to see me walking out to the nearest gym and be like, all right, I'm gonna go. Let's go play ball against these 20-year-old kids. That you know, what I'm saying I'm gonna get my ass whooped. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so no, I really don't think the only reason why he should be walking on an NFL football field is saying that I'm the owner. Go after yourselves. I'm gonna walk to the 50-yard line and be like, yeah, I'm the man for the Raiders. That's it.
He's getting his own ceremony in New England like June 20 something, like this year, June 22nd.
And he 100%, and he 100% deserves it. He 100% deserves that. But that being said, keep your ass retired. Sit back, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Have TB12, keep you healthy until you're 97,000 years old. I don't give a shit. Just stay away from football. We're done. We're past that era.
Yeah, Ric Flair.
Wow.
No more returns.
Yeah, you saw that on AEW. Oh my God, what is he doing?
MJ.
The only place that Tom Brady would go.
Here we go.
Is the only place where he can get carried like he did his entire career.
Oh my.
And that would be in San Francisco. Because all San Francisco needs is somebody with half of a brain to run their offense. No disrespect to Brock Purdy, but when they got to any type of big moment, Brock Purdy was not there. It just plain and simple. Like Brock Purdy barely beat the Packers. Brock Purdy barely beat the Lions. Like the amount of struggle that poor man had. You just need a little bit of ice in your veins and you would have been fine against some of those franchises. So that's the only place that he would go because he's old, he's decrepit. Aaron Rodgers, brother. Aaron Rodgers faced so many bad defenses.
Oh, okay. Pump the brakes. Let's stay on. I get it.
I was gonna say I can just.
I know you can.
You.
I don't want to hear.
I can write you a 10-page essay.
We're going to talk about the Packers in just a second. So
on how incorrect you are, Mr. 47.
I don't want to hear.
You're the goat at hiding behind your keyboard. I know who you are.
I don't want to hear.
Dear goodness. But yeah, Tom Brady got carried his entire career.
He did not.
Yes, he did. He got carried.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not excited to hear him in a broadcast booth. Like
I am actually. I think he'd provide very good content. I think he'd be like really. I think he's better than Tony Romo. He's gonna be better than Tony Romo.
I love Tony Romo.
No, sorry, dog.
Tony Romo.
Tom Brady right away is gonna get.
I like Greg Olsen better.
Is gonna get big time games, and he doesn't have to prove it. And I don't like that. Like I don't like that he's just going to get, grandfathered in because he's Tom Brady, and he's not going to actually have to prove that he's a good broadcaster or analyst.
What if it was Aaron Rodgers? Would you?
I don't want to hear Aaron Rodgers.
I don't want to hear Aaron Rodgers.
Like, honestly, and this may be a hot take, I really don't love the former player analysts. I think they bring too much bias into the game. Like,
I think Greg Olson's amazing. I think
there
Greg
are
Olson's
some,
awesome.
Yes, but as a whole, like,
On the whole,
who is
whole.
it Jonathan Vilma?
Don't talk about Jonathan Vilma.
He used to play for the Saints,
yes,
and he'll do Saints games, and he just slobbers over the Saints for an entire football game. No matter who the Saints are playing. He's just like, oh my goodness, the Saints are so good. Oh my goodness, Marshawn Lattimore is the next Deion Sanders. Like, he just says such outlandish stuff, and it's so clear that he is biased towards the team he used to play for.
Well,
so
whatever.
I do not want to hear Tom Brady's stupid self announce a Patriots or a Bucks game.
You realize like 99% of the commentators play football.
I'm saying in general, I don't like commentators who play football.
I think we're gonna have to fact check that 99%.
Yeah, that's
like almost all of them play football. All of them that commentate games play football.
That's awesome.
Also, let me just say this real quick. Jack always points at me and says, "My GOAT." Clearly Jack doesn't listen, because what I say is Aaron Rodgers is the most talented thrower of a football ever. Tom Brady is the most decorated winner. They can both have their roses.
I love Aaron Rodgers just effortlessly throwing.
Dude,
this is like so crazy to me. How just
I agree. I agree with that. You know who
I can differentiate the two.
Who threw a great ball that doesn't get enough credit? Michael Vick.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, his deep ball to Deshaun Jackson.
Oh, dude, the way
beautiful.
Biggest.
Yeah, I can do math. Me greater than you because you're a bum and I know you more. So
let's do some other math. Let's do some other math because I want to get into the last part of this.
Let's do some other math.
And I'm about to show you some numbers that's gonna blow, kind of like make you rethink a couple things in your life. So I recently came across a video of where it was comparing two NFL quarterbacks and how they would prepare their team to go into the playoffs this next season. So I want to, and then this is where I get to the Packers point. I'm going to give you two quarterbacks, right? And I want to say sometimes love can be very good for us and sometimes love can hurt. So I want to compare Jordan Love and Jalen Hurts. I'm going to give you numbers this past season.
Oh,
and I want you to kind of.
Their numbers are really close too.
I don't want any Packer bias. I want you to legitimately tell me who you think is going to bring their team or has a better chance of bringing their team to a championship. So I'm going to give you some numbers.
Can I ask a clarifying question first?
Yes.
Is this independent of their current roster?
Now, they're leading. You could say their leading is independent, like the way they're going to play. You can say who's going to play better, and then you could say, okay, which one has? Obviously, you can make roster like, hey, you know, this person has a better roster. But okay. So let's say who's going to play better, and then we can say which team we could see making a championship run. So Jordan Love, and they both played 17 games last season. Jordan Love had 4,406 scrimmage yards. He had 36 total touchdowns, 14 turnovers, and 64.2% completion.
He was nasty.
Now, Hurts, on the other hand, people are saying, you know, I like Jordan Love. We like Jordan Love on the show. He played great. But Hurts, on the other hand, we're saying, oh, he's terrible. You know, he had an MVP caliber season, and he's just terrible now. Jalen Hurts actually passed the most he's ever passed. He had a career passing year this past season. He has 4,463 scrimmage yards, 38 total touchdowns, 20 turnovers, and 65.4% completion. So their numbers are very, very similar, but yet we're saying Jalen Hurts is trash and Jordan Love is going to be the next Patrick Mahomes.
Well, I'm not saying that either.
Oh, I'm not saying that either. That's an unrealistic expectation. So Patrick Mahomes is going to end up as the greatest quarterback ever, both in talent and success. So that's
I give you these numbers.
Hot takes and sausage from MJ.
If MJ wants to go
Pause.
first, you can. I want to know which player is going to perform better this season. Obviously, Jalen Hurts had a worse year this year. And then I want you to tell me, hey, Jalen Hurts they got a Saquon Barkley acquisition. The Packers haven't done much but release a all-pro tackle, that they didn't really need, right? So I need to know some things. Who do you think is going to play better? Who do you think has a better chance of making the chip?
I'll let Bruce go first.
Packers got a running back that they didn't need to get and overpaid for him too.
His cap hit is $5 million next year.
Let's see. Yeah, I still think you paid for it. What we got? I'm sorry, what were you saying? I was looking up some stuff. Go ahead, MJ.
Jordan Love or Jalen Hurts? Who will have the better season? It's basically the question.
Ooh. I like that question. I like it. I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Fuck. Oh, that's the first one.
You're out.
I'm gonna stick with this thought process. I'm not gonna. So last year, I think you already went over these numbers. So Jordan Love threw for 32 touchdowns, threw 11 picks, whereas Jalen Hurts had 23 touchdown passes and 15 interceptions. Obviously,
I did total touchdowns because Jalen Hurts had 15 tutties on the ground. So,
correct.
You can't just
total touchdowns is also one apart, but it's okay.
Just
so
like
but you know what though, I dismiss that, to be honest with you, only because I think that the tush push overinflated those numbers a little bit too.
And if you think he's going to run for 15 tutties every year,
right?
No, that's just ridiculous.
No. So I'm just going to put it like this. I think next year, I think the NFC North, and this might be a little bit my bias coming through too, but I think the NFC North might be one of the more competitive, if not the most competitive division in football next year.
I'd say AFC North would be the most competitive.
Okay, fair. I like that.
Yeah.
That's okay. But I do think that the NFC North is going to be like a crazy one as well. That being said, I'm going to go against my fandom, and I'm going to say I think Jordan Love's going to have better numbers and have a better year than Jalen Hurts because I think Jalen Hurts. Again, this is me, and I said this last year when we did our 32 team diss. Remember that, MJ? That was funny.
Yep.
That was hilarious. Our 32 team diss. I said that Jalen Hurts isn't as good as his numbers and everything he says because everything around him, the offensive line and the skill positions were, borderline elite. Like you put Jordan Love or with those receivers, that offensive line.
I think, and not even just Jordan Love. I think you put a lot of NFL quarterbacks,
right.
With that offensive line
for
those
the
receivers,
right,
that running game.
Because of the question, Jordan Love. So that's why I said that.
But let's think about it though. One has made.
I did think about it, Jordan Love.
But one has made the We've seen one already take a team to the championship, right? We're going
to go back to MJ's thought process on Jalen Hurts was carried. Like, if you want to actually see what a player is like to be carried, Jalen Hurts. That's a player that's carried.
I didn't even say that one.
I don't think so. I think when you put 30-something points against Patrick Mahomes' team in the Super Bowl, you're pretty much doing pretty good.
And by everybody else's argument, he lost. So it's his fault.
He didn't even play well in that. He had one elite throw that I can recall, and that was it. Like even Justin Fields can have an elite throw.
So we have to ask a question before we can truly answer Connor's question. The question is, what defines success? Are you, Connor, defining success as who makes it further in the playoffs, or are you defining success as who has a better statistical season?
I want to know who will have a better season this next season. And
how do you define better season?
Well,
stats?
Stats for one, sure. And then obviously, yes, stats goes into it. But obviously, as we see in these past MVP races, stats aren't really matter who's the better player, right? Lamar Jackson won MVP, wasn't even top 10 in any QB statistical category. So
that's incorrect, but that's okay.
The ones that matter. We talked about this. The ones that mattered, he was top 10 and of course rushing and stuff. Sure, but passing.
So rushing doesn't matter, but it matters for Jalen Hurts.
No, rushing
So when
does
it's
matter.
Lamar versus
But I
Dak,
said
rushing doesn't matter.
I said quarterback category, and rushing is not a quarterback stat.
Okay, so if
we
rushing
have
is
a
a
running
quarterback
back
stat,
for a
then
reason.
why bring it up in Jalen Hurts versus Jordan Love?
Because he had 15 touchdowns on the ground. Of course, I'm going to bring it up.
Oh, but if Lamar is successful on the ground when we're talking about Lamar versus Dak, then it doesn't matter.
No, I put all their total touchdowns.
Gentlemen, we have breaking news. We have breaking news.
I did the same thing I'm doing with Love and Hurts.
I don't know if you guys got this. The Green Bay Packers have just traded Jordan Love, have signed Tom Brady.
Yeah, you're funny.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Anyway, Jordan Love already last year had a better season as a passer than Jalen Hurts did.
I agree.
In every single passing category. And we can ask the former NFL player, what is a quarterback's job? And what will Nate say? To throw the ball in the pocket. And what does Jordan Love do better than Jalen Hurts? Throw the ball in the pocket.
I agree.
Now, obviously, something could change next year, right? Jalen Hurts could develop as a passer. And I have nothing against the guy inherently. If he develops as a passer, great. And from what I can see right now, Jordan Love is a better passer of the football than Jalen Hurts. Now, the Eagles are a really good football team. Howie Roseman builds that squad. So, will the Eagles end up having a better season than the Packers next year? If I had to put my money on it, yeah, they probably will. If I had to logically put my money on it, yeah, the Eagles will probably make it further in the playoffs than the Green Bay Packers next year. But will that be solely because of Jalen Hurts or because of the really good roster that they've built, that disgusting defense that they have? I think that Jalen Hurts will have less of a share of responsibility for his team's wins than Jordan Love will next year. So I think Jordan Love will have a bigger impact on the Green Bay Packers than Jalen Hurts will have on the Philadelphia Eagles.
I like that. I like that take.
I agree with y'all. I'm actually going to go with Jordan Love. Now, we have a lot of pressure taken off of
what is
Jalen
going on?
Hurts.
Why? Since when are we all agreeing on shit lately?
Well, we have a lot of pressure taken off of Jalen Hurts because of this Saquon Barkley acquisition. But you have to also think they're going to feed him the ball this season.
Feed me more.
With Nate says he's going to get over 2,000 yards this season. So with hypothetically, if that were the case, Jalen Hurts' numbers would tank. Like they would be probably a lot worse than they were this past season. Rushing wise, maybe he develops as a passer a lot better. And then that conversation's had like, hey, he's not going to have this rushing resume this next season. So with Jordan Love being the better passer, that's who we have to go with. So
Connor, I want to applaud you for a rational take. That was good. Connor says some outlandish stuff sometimes.
Oh wait,
is that the last? Is that the last?
That is the last. I thought we were going to go a little bit longer.
Hold on, real quick. Okay, hold on. That's what she said. Hold on. I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure that
tough look for the program.
We gotta talk about this before Connor. Before you bounce out of here, we gotta talk about what you and Cy did last week. Talking about about your free agent acquisition grades. Okay,
I'm gonna let Bruce cook on this.
Okay, let's talk about this real quick. Okay,
Cy, can you pull up that tier list? Do you have
keep in mind this was a consensus decision. A lot of my gradings were overruled by an NFL player in Kenny.
Yeah, you know why? Because they were clown ass decisions.
I gave the Bears a higher grade than what we gave the Bears. So
okay, and you saw my grades, right? Correct. I'm asking you that because I sent that text message to the group. And I said the Lions. I'm sorry. I think I had the Packers at a B+.
It was the Vikings that you had a problem with. The grade they gave the Vikings.
Yeah, that was way too high.
Like I couldn't even tell you, other than Aaron Jones, somebody the Vikings have signed.
Right. That was
what did we give the Vikings? Okay, look, this was our kind of mindset for the Vikings, right? So the Vikings, we know 100% that they are not going to acquire a quarterback better than Sam Darnold. They want to try and get that somewhere else, including the draft. So to keep that in mind, we have to take into consideration, okay, what are the Giants doing other than that quarterback position?
You mean the Vikings?
The Vikings. They have done.
But you can't even. No. Stop. You can't. You can't say that. And then
And we did the same thing with the
talk about the
Bears.
Bears. No,
We did the same thing with the
you can't
Bears.
say that though because you
Connor.
We know.
Connor, I have an honest question. Connor, I have an honest question. Okay, so if you're saying that you took into account what the Vikings will do at the quarterback position in the draft,
that's nasty.
Crap.
and you say in our text thread that you graded the Bears more poorly because they traded Justin Fields,
Yes,
for, in your
bag
words,
of
like a
chips.
bag of chips,
a bag
or
of chips and a
something.
Diet Coke.
Yes.
Yeah, you know what?
Which I could go for that right now.
That'll have more performance on the football field than Justin Fields. Anyway, continue, MJ.
Why not grade the Vikings poorly because they didn't re-sign Kirk Cousins? Are you saying that JJ McCarthy or whoever the Vikings get will be better than Kirk Cousins because your argument all along has been that Justin Fields gave the Bears a better chance to win than Caleb Williams? So therefore, are you saying that whoever the Vikings will get at quarterback will be better than Kirk Cousins was?
No, I'll even ask this though. Let's take it a step further, MJ. Is Justin Fields better than Kirk Cousins?
Because if you're saying the Bears got that much worse because they got rid of Justin Fields, then he must be.
So originally, I gave the Bears a B, right?
Okay.
And then it went down a tier. Originally, I gave the Packers and Vikings an A, and then they all brought it down a tier. I like what the Packers are doing. I like what all this NFC North. They're doing a fantastic job in NFC North.
Yeah, you did say that. And I agree with that.
Because I have an NFL player who's been in the game, and Kenny, who's also pretty knowledgeable, they were like, hey, you're kind of ranking them too high. So let's bring them down. I think the Packers should have gotten an A. I was going to give the Packers an A. The Vikings, you could have talked me into a B for the Vikings.
I don't like that Josh Jacobs signing. I for whatever reason. And
off air, I can convince you, Bruce. It's really good. Like logically, it's really good.
I don't know. Like I thought to be honest with you, I thought the two-headed monster that they had in Green Bay with Dylan and why is it
Jones?
Thank you, Jones. Thank you.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was awesome. I thought that was a great
No, it was, but Aaron Jones couldn't stay on the field, and Josh Jacobs is 4 years younger, and they're getting him for the same amount of money they would have paid a 30-year-old Aaron Jones, and they get to move the age clock on a running back 4 more years.
Okay, and that's okay. So if we're going to go from that perspective, I can understand that. I don't disagree with that. So. And all right, so now let's talk about the Swift signing because I know that's a lot of time. Like people, that's a big oh my god,
like
that was same. I think it's a great signing for the Bears. Reason being is because of the offensive scheme that they were going to have under Shane, Shane Waldron. I think that is they need a guy that can catch the ball out of the backfield and can be a 3-down running back. So I think that it's fine. Like, you're only paying what $7 million a year. Okay. $7 million. That's fine. And who's their running backs beforehand? Okay, so I think that was I think that was fine.
I like running backs. You could argue that hey, these people deserve X amount of money. Okay, and when you don't have to pay them X amount of money, like with the Josh Jacobs deal, I think that's pretty good value. I mean, honestly, they might have paid Josh Jacobs more than they paid other running backs that got signed this season.
Well, I think. Okay.
Well, but the
$7 million for Swift for the Bears, to be honest with you, you probably could have found somebody at $5 to $6 million that could be cheaper. But again, I think that they front loaded that contract too.
Also, the Jacobs deal, I get why people
on that.
Are confused. The Jacobs deal on paper is 4 years, $48 million. That was also the deal that they gave Aaron Jones 4 years ago. The Packers did not pay Aaron Jones $48 million. That's the whole point. That's why they cut Aaron Jones, because he was no longer worth the AAV originally. And that's absolutely true. Thank you, Michael. Because Aaron Jones was out half the year. When he was on the field, the Packers offense was great. You want to know why they struggled the first half of the season? Because Aaron Jones wasn't on the field. He got hurt in that Bears game and didn't come back until midway through the season when the Packers offense took off. So they wanted somebody who would be more reliable, 4 years younger, and cost the same, if not less.
What's his Okay, so but real quick though, what's his mileage? Because what's his touches? Because that's one thing.
Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, because
He's had 3 really high mileage years.
I was about to say on the Raiders,
but
who
realistically,
the hell they have?
looking at how the Packers do business, he's not going to be there more than 3 years.
Well,
The
yeah,
Packers just
any
don't
running back is usually not at their specific spot.
So I'm not worried about Josh Jacobs' mileage, and Matt LaFleur doesn't use his running backs like that. Like that was the biggest critique for the last few years about Matt LaFleur was that he didn't use Aaron Jones enough. So they still have AJ Dillon. Honestly, I'm like, okay, great, another really talented running back that Matt LaFleur won't use enough. Like,
I don't know.
In that sense, I'm like, oh, okay, we just replaced a talented running back with another talented running back. They both have really good skill sets, and we kept AJ Dillon. But like Josh Jacobs has led the NFL in a lot of really good categories in the last few years. So I like it from that sense. But I'll shut up. I don't want to talk too much about the Packers.
Hold on. Okay, so the one thing that so excuse me, I saw you post that from Jack. The one thing that I completely regret for the Bears, the Bears doing is letting Montgomery walk. I think that was one of the dumbest moves they could have possibly done because I think the Lions are only paying him like $5 million a year, and I think that Montgomery when they let Montgomery walk. So I thought that was a mistake letting him leave, and I think he's very underrated, and he's a good running back. He's a good running back, and in obviously a league that doesn't appreciate that position as much as it used to.
I agree.
So
I like the Josh Jacobs acquisition. I mean, you could say the same thing with him. Josh Jacobs was injured last season as well. Yeah. So it's like, are you going to get the same production from Aaron Jones that you're going to get with Josh Jacobs this next season? You can make that argument. Hey, we're paying him $48 million over the span of 4 years. Is he going to turn out where he's only going to play 13 games a season?
Right. I don't know. But
also, Josh Jacobs had to play for Jack's least favorite person on the face of this earth.
So Josh Jacobs is a top 3 running back, in my opinion, when he's on the field.
Oh.
Did Bruce have hair in high school? Yes, he did.
Wait, what? I did. I actually had. Well,
Bruce had hair when I met him.
It's true too. What's funny about that? I actually used to have. That amazing bowl haircut back in the day. I should. I could. Bust
Jacobs
that
deserves $48 million for going through what he went through with.
Okay,
Josh.
we're going. Are we going with an emotional take? Come on.
All of Jack's takes are emotional.
Fair.
All of them are emotional. What do you mean?
But no. Okay, so okay. As a Bears fan, I actually wanted Jacobs. Okay, I'll put that out there right now. 100%. I did. I 100% wanted Josh Jacobs to be a Chicago Bear. Okay, so
would you have wanted him over Swift?
Yes.
Look at us all being rational today.
Yeah.